The second half of the third ShitCup season begins today as I, Clable, and Anthony Tony Steve III welcome you to Pikes Peak International Raceway for the Ween Tires Tire and Shop Service 500. It may be very chilly here in Fountain, Colorado, but that does not mean that shit will stop flowing as the battle for the ShitCup continues to heat up. When Nerginton enters today the ShitCup points leader and has the biggest point lead out of any driver this season. Will Nerginton be able to hold on to his big point lead while also starting towards the rear of the field here today? Stay tuned to find out.
Anthony Tony Steve is widowy the best waste car driver. Second to Noah Patnod, who is widowy the goat like Tom Brady. Tony Steve the third has been by far one of the most consistent waste car drivers in the ShitCup this season. Widowy. And he's here today to prove that yet again. Hope we win. Hope we not die, because that would be cringe. Widowy.
Piper Gernharder has been a silent predator so far this season, entering today's race 9th in the ShitCup standings. Gernharder rolls off from the rear and is looking to keep up his momentum in today's race as we take you trackside for the command. Now for the most famous words in ShitCup. He's all grown up and he's ready to put on a show. It's Anthony Tony Steve III.
Ladies and gentlemen, God bless America. God bless our troops. And ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Widowy.
Thank you, Mr. Tony Steve, for that amazing command. As the drivers roll off the pit lane, we'd like to thank our great partners at the Agent Ada Bagel Foundation for giving us today's starting lineup on the left-hand side of the screen. Now, Anthony, last season we ran on this racetrack, except it was covered in shit disguised as dirt. Is this change back to asphalt going to be significant on the drivers today?
Oh, I think it's more than significant, Widowy. You see, the shit on the track is just so much more better and so much more aerodynamic for the race cars that the asphalt is just not that good. I think the drivers are going to have a very hard time today.
And speaking of hard times, my favorite driver, Noah Patnod, is on the pole. He is next to the one and only Romelio Griffin as we come off of turn 3 and 4. The ShitCup Shit Truck wants to remind you to like the video or die as we come off of turn 3 and 4. Noah Patnod and Romelio Griffin are going to take the green flag here in the Ween Tires Tire and Shop Service 500. Great start for Patnod, jacking off, trying to get a nice run, coming off a turn 1 and 2. There comes the Conspirator Raff ahead, trying to make it 3 wide, then the back straightaway. They go into turn 3 and 4, and there's the Conspirator sending it in. And look at the biggest loser so far this season, Jonathan Denmark. He wants to stick his dick in there. They are 3 wide for the lead, but jacking off is going to lead lap 1 here, Anthony.
The dicks are so bad over here. I think the Conspirators might gonna take it right here. Widowy. No Patnod falling behind.
Joey Strakowski on the bottom. He's trying to make something happen. Going to send it in to Jonathan Denmark. And he is going to take that lead away as they are 4 wide for second.
4 wide. He's just secured that first spot in that Kanye West Yeezy car. Very iconic.
Speaking of iconic, Romelio Griffin and the Menards colors able to get by my favorite Noah Patton. I'm going to start crying. Strakowski, though, unable to maintain the lead going into turn 3 and 4, and Griffin is going to move into the top spot as they are 3 wide behind them here, taking lap 4 of 40 here today. Patnod trying to close in on the bottom once again, and he's got the Season 2 champion all up his taint. That's Justin Perez. Dab a jingle snatch right behind us. Patnod's going to send it into turn 3 and 4, and there's Perez trying to close in as well, and Patnod going to try and lead the lap here. Lap 5 out of 40. Give it to Patnod at the line, but Perez closing in the distance going into turn 1 and 2 as we're going to go into the Clable Copter Cam here.
Here we can see that Noah Patnod is just so much better than everyone else. He's widowy to goat, like I said.
But I don't know if he's that much of a goat compared to Justin Perez.
But
look at the new goat. Dab a jingle snatch to the bottom, trying to make it 3 wide, going into turn 1 and 2, and he might be able to get it done here. Simba towards the back, and Dab a jingle snatch moves his way, barges past Justin Perez, and now he's going to take the lead. And look at the rookie of Devlin Tavares right behind. There's the Conspirator Rafahen. Could he do something going into turn 3 and 4 this time, as they're nearly going to be 3 or 4 wide on the corner exit?
You can just see Dino Snatch trying to maintain a lead and a decent gap, but is closing up as Rafahen and the others are closing in.
And Tavarius, he's the guy in that second position there. I'm fucking it. Right in front of Rafahen as they are four wide coming off a turn 3 and 4. Is anything? Oh, a little bit of contact! Amelia Griffin jacking off, get into it!
It's Jova.
Oh, it's so Jova. Caution on the front straightaway. And Ezra Bass gets some damage as well. The part-timer of Dylan Matthews collected as well.
The horrible shit. I told you the asphalt is bad. Nobody wants to listen to me.
They call it asphalt for a reason, Anthony, as Dabba Jingle Snatch is going to take the caution. As Dabba Jingle Snatch not slowing. Oh, my goodness.
He's still going. They're lapping.
I almost exploded there, Anthony. They almost absolutely obliterated some of the leaders as the caution is out for the first time here today. And the Ween Tires Tire and Shop Service 500. We're going to go see what happened. On board here on the Clable Copter Cam, there's Jonathan Denmark on the inside. Get a little bit of contact there with jacking off. He ain't going to be doing any of that today. Gets Justin Perez a little bit as well. As you look behind them. Oh! Bass gets into Muzzin. And Dylan Matthews collected as well. There's Ezra Bass on the bottom. A lot of damage there, but significant damage to the part-timer of Dylan Matthews. We're going to go on board with Dylan Matthews here. On board with Dylan Matthews. Oh! Little bit of... That was absolutely disgusting. Ezra Bass collected in that as well. We're going to have to go on board with Bass. That was disgusting.
You know, this is the type of touching that gets people like Diddy in trouble. You can't be doing this here, especially on the asphalt.
Exactly. I think Ezra pulled a Diddy there and absolutely got into Vic Muzzin. Collected as well there. Did not start the cause of the crash, but that is going to be it for the first caution of today's Ween Tires and Tires and Shop Service 500. I don't know what kind of name is that. I don't know who that sponsor is. But we'll be back after a commercial break here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, Texas Speed Limit here. Something new has arrived at Texas Roadhouse. The speed limit plate. This random steak. Have to include the mashed potatoes with cream gravy, corn and green beans. Not at Outback, but at Texas Roadhouse. Since 1845.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ween Tires and Shop Service 500. A lot of cars involved in that crash, including Jonathan Denmark, Noah Patnon, Masturbation, Amelia Griffin, Justin Perez, Jacking Off, AJ Walker, Joey Strakaski, Vic Muzzin, Anthony Tony Steve III, Ezra Bass, Knobshifter, Gustavo Fring, Stephen Clift, and the part-timer of Charlie Voderbeck. As we're going to go back, Green Flag Racing, Dabba Jingle Snatch, and Rafa Hen take back the green flag here on lap 14. Rafa Hen with a great start. Jingle Snatch on the bottom, trying to close in the gap because Hen got a really good start there, Anthony. But look at Devlin Tavarius on the inside.
What I see, trying to break it and make it too wide.
And they are going to be too wide on the corner exit. Side by side, Hen's going to lead the line, but the preferred line is the inside. Jingle Snatch to the bottom.
No splash. Looks like he's going to take it here.
As the conspirator Rafa Hen trying to maintain his spot there on the high side, but unable to maintain the lead as Dabba Jingle Snatch, the rookie, takes the lead here at Pikes Peak as Kumar Yukihara trying to get to the inside of Piper Gernhardt going into turn 1 and 2. Here as we move back to the front. We fought the camera angles here. Don't worry, guys. We may have new graphic, but we still have the Fox camera angles. As Jonathan Denmark trying to close in now underneath Rafa Hen going into turn 3 and 4. And there's Shea Mendes trying to make it 3. And Jingle Snatch is going to lead another lap here as they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 and 2. Jingle Snatch slowly but surely pulling away. Now I got to ask you, Anthony, Anthony Tony Steve III, you have many generations of drivers in this series. As we're looking at my favorite Noah Patnod, I literally just got a Woody as he's to the inside of masturbation. But I gotta ask Anthony Tony Steve III, could Dabba Jingle Snatch be the next rookie winner in Shit Cup today? They're looking strong out here in the front.
Oh, I'm very much interested in good possibility, Quable. You see, the Wookiee's always the dark horse of the Shit Cup series, and you know, if he can take home the win here today, I think that would be quite the achievement for him and for all Wookiees.
And you know what else would be a big achievement here today? Jonathan Denmark going to victory lane. It's been a very rough season for the Denmark Latifi Enterprises team. But Jingle Snatches, I absolutely just burped the shit out of my vessels there. But
in my mouth, what do we?
I will burp in your mouth if you want me to. We have to turn the cameras off. But Jingle Snatch maintaining the lead here as we're about to come around next time by to take 20 laps to go. Really quick race here at Pikes Peak is my favorite Noah Patnon looking to the inside of Shane Mendez. But Jonathan Denmark, as we're looking at the intervals, he is closing in the gap coming off a turn 3 and 4. We're going to take 20 to go, as I mentioned, right at the line there. Now, Anthony Tony Steve III, I know you're very young, and, you know, Jonathan Denmark has a very young fan base. Do you think a Jonathan Denmark win here today, could that impact LeBron's legacy?
I think that the Jonathan Denmark win here could very much impact LeBron's legacy because, let's be honest, he's kind of falling off a little bit, and Jonathan Denmark could very much take the spot as maybe in the GOAT conversation, but he's going to have a hard time because Noah Patnod is also right next to him, and he's creeping up.
And you know what, speaking of creeping up, I am literally getting erect as we speak as Noah Patnod trying to close in. But look at Kumura Yukihara. He is moving his way through the field. Heartbreak last week for Kumura Yukihara. What a story it would be for Yukihara to go to victory lane. Yukihara started all the way towards the back. Already making a lot of moves through the field as Noah Patnod is going to try to move into second here, going into turn 3 and 4. And if Noah Patnod wins today, I will get naked on stream. I'm calling it right now, but here comes this Dave Wilson guy. By the way, did you know this Dave Wilson guy killed fans last week, Anthony Tony Steve III?
Yeah, I heard about that. That's, like, not that cool, to be honest. I think that killing fans is totally L and not skibbity.
Definitely not rizzing. He's not the Rizzler at all, as Dabba Jingle Snatch maintains the top spot, and now Kumura Yukihara, just mentioned him, moves into third, and Big Man is behind him going into turn 1 and 2. But Dave Wilson is sneaking up on Dabba Jingle Snatch. Not only does he want to kill the dreams of the fans that wanted to see their fathers come back from the racetrack, who absolutely got murdered. I'd fuck that lineup. But he also wants to destroy the dreams of another rookie going to victory lane this season. But Kumura Yukihara closing in as we're going to look at Dylan Matthews and jacking off. They are not having a good day. They are not having a good time. I mean, we literally are near Aspen, so it makes sense they're not going to have a good time. As Kumura Yukihara going to the inside for second on Dave Wilson.
Don't die in there, Quable, as Kumio Yukihara just keeps pressing on. He's a bit almost touching Jingle Snatch's butthole right there. He's creeping up and he's looking to make it too wide. Is he going to do it?
And there's nothing wrong with a little butt touching here at Pikes Peak. It's one of those tracks where you just got to touch a little bit to maybe get around him, as Yukihara is going to get a nice run off of turn 3 and 4, trying to go to the inside. We're on the copter cam once again with 13 laps to go. Yukihara's going to send it on the inside.
It's 12 side. What's what he's going to take it, yo?
Side by side. Look at Jonathan Denmark waiting in the wings as they go into turn 3 and 4. And Kumura Yukihara
will take first.
Moves into the top spot once again, but look at Jonathan Denmark, Anthony. He's not letting him get away just yet. As it looks like Anthony Tony Steve III is currently sucking on his fingers. We excuse that as Denmark closing in once again, though. This race is not over just yet.
There's Jonathan Denmark getting ready to sniff Kumu Yukihara's butthole. I hope it's consensual because last time it didn't end so well. What do we?
And you know what?
Shit
Cup is just home to a lot of consensual butt touching, but also some non-consensual butt touching. Denmark trying to go for the non-consensual kind, going into turn 3 and 4, coming to 10 laps to go, but wait a minute. Waiting in the wings, it's Shea Mendez. Look at them, but look at Big Man trying to make it 3 wide, going into turn 1 and 2.
Big Man will be coming out of nowhere with this one.
And now Denmark can be able to get to the inside of Kumaro Yukihara going into turn 3 and 4. What a win it would be for either of these drivers. Both drivers not having a good year whatsoever. Big Man able to clear all the drivers in front of him. Big Man moves into third as the battle for the lead continues to heat up going into turn 1 and 2. Denmark gets a nice run on the corner exit. Kumaro hanging on tough. Jacking off able to get by, or Dallin Matthews able to get by jacking off for that 35th position. And Big Man's closing in here, Anthony.
They're doing real close. Lots of butt touching.
Maybe a little bit of too much butt touching as here comes Big Man trying to make a move possibly into turn 3 and 4. As the field is scrunching up here, coming around to take 7 laps to go. The battle is heating up as Kumaro Yukihara is going to try and make a move to the inside, going to turn 1 and 2.
In the inside, it's very, very close here.
Jingle Snatch falling back. Jingle Snatch dominated the first part of this race. As Kumaro to the inside. Big Man, though. Ow!
Inside, Big Man tried to make it 3 wide, but it didn't look like to go so well.
I don't think he tried to do it 3 wide. I think he tried to touch him on the ass there, give him a little bit of a, a little bit of a behind the shot, give him a little bit of a rubber
even
grab.
Worse. Little non-consensual touching now.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that sometimes. As here comes Wilson, and there's Gustavo Fring. We have not talked about him at all, and there's Simba as well. As Kumaro Yukihara pulling away as the battle for second heats up. And Anthony, if these guys race each other hard, this might just be Kumaro Yukihara's race to lose. But Wilson trying to get to the inside of Big Man to try and not let that happen.
And Dave Wilson coming in for all the villains out here.
He murdered a bunch of fans last week, and this time he wants to murder a bunch of champagne in victory lane. Wilson trying to get by Big Man going into turn 1 and 2. Will he be able to do it? And he won't. Big Man, nice run on the top side. There's a conspirator, Rafa Hen. Can Big Man try and close in on Kumaro Yukihara as Rafa Hen tries to send it on Wilson?
Yukihara trying to maintain his lead. He's got a decent gap going, but it might be closed pretty shortly.
He's only got 3 laps to hold it, Mr. Anthony Tony Steve. As they go through the field just a little bit more. There's the part-timer of Charlie Voderbeck. Where the fuck did he come from? He started all the way back in 35th. He makes himself into the top 10 as Kumaro Yukihara is going to take 2 laps to go. Now keep in mind, Anthony Tony Steve III, if we do not make it back, we will have Shit Cup overtime as they're bouncing all over each other.
I definitely think overtime is a possibility.
Shirkowski to try and send it on Wilson, but clean air ahead for Yukihara as Kumaro Yukihara is going to take the white flag here in the Ween Tires Tire and Shop and Service 500. That's such a stupid name. And he's only got 2 more turns to go as he comes off of turn 2. It was heartbreak last week. Wilson and Mann going to battle for second, but it's not going to matter for the lead. Heartbreak last week to turn a win for Kumaro Yukihara, but this week he's going to get his first career win. Kumaro Yukihara wins the Pikes Peak International Raceway race here in the Ween Tires Tire and Shop Service 500. Holy shit, I'm going to have a fucking heart attack. Oh, God.
Who came up with that name? But anyways, Kumaro Yukihara got the win. That definitely just would we a massive W. So Stibbity, would we?
Definitely Skibbity. I am literally rizzing as we speak. I might be gooning as well. As Kumaro Yukihara goes to victory lane for the first time. This will be a big win. The veteran, another veteran, back in victory lane, in victory lane for the first time here in Shit Cup. You love to see it. Kumaro Yukihara for Kuma Cup Racing. wins the Ween Tires Tire Shop and Service 500. Good Lord, what a stupid-ass name. Kumaro Yukihara wins here today in the Ween Tires Tire and Shop Service 500 here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Big Man finishes in second. Dave Wilson finishes in third. Rafa Henn in fourth. Joyce Rakowski in fifth. Shea Mendez in sixth. David Deeg in seventh. The part-timer of Charlie Voderbeck in eighth. Biggest Dickus in ninth. And Chuck Sneed, the felon, rounding out your top 10.
And then in number 11, we've got Noah Patnod. What do we do go? And number 12 is Dabba Jingle Snatch. And then 13 is Jonathan Denmark, followed by Gustavo Twing at 14. And then at 15, it's Young Simba. And then 16, Piper Goodenhodo, followed by Bendo M, 17. And then 18, Droopy Wino. And 19 is Stephen Quift. And then 20th, you've got Wetty Spinhouse Jr.
In 21st, it's Xander Jeffrey, followed by Masturbation. Then you got Devlin Tavarius, the new driver, and Raph Faslin and Knob Shifter, running out your top 25. Then you got Ezra Bass. Win Nerginton, he entered today's race, the points leader. We're going to see if he maintained that with Saul Goodman, Colton Thompson, and AJ Walker, rounding out your top 30.
And then coming in at number 31 in your bottom six, you've got Muamilia Griffin, followed by Justin Perez at number 32. And then 33, we've got Anthony Tony Steve the third, with a horrible force for the loser. And then 34 is Bit Muzzin. And then 35, it's Dylan Matthews, followed by in last place, your loser today is 49, Jatinov.
And now, here are your Shit Cup standings with only 5 races to go following the Pikes Peak International race here today as Win Nerginton maintains his point lead only by 10 points over the Shit-Tona 500 champion of Simba. Then you got my favorite, Noah Patnod. He's in third. Dave Wilson, remember he murdered fans last week. He's in fourth with Xander Jeffrey rounding out your top 5. Then you got the conspirator, Rafa Henn, Joey Shirkowski, Raph Faslin, Piper Gernharder, and today's winner, Kumaro Yukihara, rounding out your top 10.
And coming in at number 11, you've got Ezra Bass, and then number 12 is Tuck Sneed, and then Wacky Springhouse Jr. in at number 13, followed by Shea Mendez at 14. Number 15 is Anthony Tony Steve the third. And then number 16 is Bidman, followed by David Deeg at 17, and then at 18 we've got Droopy Wino. Number 19 is Justin Perez, and then you've got Dabble Dingle Snatch running out your top 20.
Then in 21st, it's Vic Muzzin, followed by Masturbation. Then you got the lawyer himself, Saul Goodman. He's in 23rd, followed by Knob Shifter. The fan favorite of Biggest Dick, as he ain't doing too hot this season, he is in 25th, with Colton Thompson in 26th. Then you got AJ Walker in 27th, Bender M in 28th, Ramilia Griffin in 29th, and Jackin' Off rounding out your top 30.
Then your bottom 4 for rankings, you've got number 31 at Jonathan Denmark, followed by Gustavo Swing at 32, Stephen Twift at 33, and then tonight's big loser, you've got Devin Tavarius at 34.
We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the aggressive goes around at the Glen at Watkins Glen. I know, who'd have fucking thunk it? And ladies and gentlemen, before we go, I'd like to thank all of my Clable Cult members for continuing to support the channel. I know my upload schedule has been dog shit to say the least, but I'd like to thank all of these folks for sticking by and helping the channel. It means a lot and keeps me going day after day. Anthony Tony Steve III, do you have any final words after this hellacious race here at Pikes Peak?
Keep whizzing and stay stibbity. I've been Tony Steve Twitter, and it's been an honor, Quavo.
I have aged 10 years because of this man here today, and I hope you all have as well. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time, hopefully. And as always, take it easy.